Okay, here is my attempt at a brief explanation of my 70-gallon saltwater reef tank. What we're looking at is the rear of the tank. As you can see, I use prime. I don't use RO water. Our city tap water is excellent. So I just treat it with a little bit of prime to remove chloramine. So we have there's some of the electrical works, a timer I'm using 4 T5 bulbs. Here we have the overflow. I mainly want to explain the sump. So the overflow, this pipe is a siphon tube and it is connected to that tap which runs directly into a sink. This tank is placed in a closet, a homemade closet, so the front, which I'll show later, is built into a wall. So this pipe comes from the water reservoir, which is hooked up to a sump pump, and also has a gang valve for various other aquariums. Always have to have a sponge nearby, my bucket for measuring salts. So here the Refugium. Okay. So we have the downspout and aquarium intake. I prefer hard PVC plastic as opposed to flexible tubes. A lot more safer. No chance of clamps coming loose and causing a disaster. So here it's kind of I have a bit of a homespun system to minimize the noise. We can see it, I don't know. So I use ABS pipes, so it's just cheaper and easier. Set it up in an H system to blow off the air bubbles, and that catches a little bit of, sometimes you get some bubbles coming up, but I just replaced the protein skimmer. So I use an Evo Jaeger, I believe it's a 200 watt heater. So I have just added a Tunze 9415, I believe, which is excellent. I used to use this, and it's an airstone driven protein skimmer, but no, I wanted to pull as much dissolved organic content from the water as I could. So the fuge is divided into various sections. There's the bubble, I made it myself out of, I think it's might be a 25-30 gallon aquarium. Bubble diffusers, glass plates, the skimmer. Been working, had it not even for a week since, and it's a miracle, this thing. I would highly recommend one of these. Shell out the cash, get yourself a good skimmer. Just a standard clamp lamp. I use the egg crate. I'm experimenting. I want to keep the algae from constantly rising to the surface, mainly because I'm kind of lazy. I don't want to put my hands in there to keep cultivating the algae. So here's a mix. Let's see if we can get the lighting better. Yeah. Algae, extra pieces of live rock, deep sand bed. Again, more bubble diffusers. I'm powering the system with it's a Quiet One 3000. I want to minimize. I don't want a massive flow of water coming through the fuge, because we want some reaction. So I'm also experimenting. So that the Quiet One 3000. This is the going up to the tank, and here I added a T and a valve. I wanted to keep it compact, out of the way, because if I have to work in there, I don't want to be bumping against stuff. Again, hard PVC plastic, and then I'm filtering through carbon. I have to remind myself that it was open and closed. Let's see, what else? I set up a funnel in case I want to add, let's say, brine mixture to the... I don't have to just pour it directly in, it's just easier to manipulate. So there's another look at the various wiring nightmare. I have two Maxi Jet 1200s on a timed power bar, again for convenience. So various other, this discus tank we're looking at the back of. We'll just travel around. I think we should see the main display. There is, that's a female, and the male with fry. And here is the main, this is the main display. Mostly soft corals. A few, I think they're LPS corals. Those I like. And yes, there is Nemo and his brother. Around, we can see it from two sides. And let's go back up. And it's all located in a basement for access to water. It's a concrete floor for any spills, and a great hobby. Email me if you have any questions.